People cannot afford the vehicles that they purchased. Repossessions are the highest that we've ever seen, and delinquencies are going up like crazy. 60, 90 days late on payments on both subprime and prime lending. But when you take a look around these dealers, you see the prices where they're at. It's completely insane. And then to think all these people paid over MSRP just what, 2-3 years ago? And before 2020, no one ever paid over MSRP. Every vehicle was below MSRP. That all changed because inventory dropped. And so everybody who bought a car from 21 to 23, most of them did get screwed over pretty bad, especially the ones that are doing 7-8 year payments with high interest and all this stuff. No money down, so of course they're still upside down. They can't get out of it. They have negative equity. I mean, people are paying $10,000 market adjustments at every dealership. Ford, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Toyota. If you went to the wrong dealership, they were having a market adjustment. Think about that. It never happened before, but all of a sudden people were paying it just because they feel like they had to have the car right now. And now there's so many people upside down, negative equity over $7,000. They owe over $7,000 more than the vehicle's even worth. And a lot of people go to the dealership, they buy all the finance products, so they get to the finance box, they're getting warranties, gap insurances, all these things, where they do have some additional credit if you do sell the vehicle, but at the end of the day, it's not worth it at all, especially from the car dealership who's trying to screw you over. And if you let the dealership obtain your financing, all they're doing is applying for your financing at all these different banks with your info, which is something that you can do obviously on your own. But the deal is, if the dealership does it, they get to bump the rate. So the bank will show them 5%, but they can show you 7%, and they don't even have to disclose it. So all it is additional profit for the dealer, and it's costing the customer more money. But the biggest thing about the auto market in the United States is all controlled by the banks. At the end of the day, everybody, majority of customers are payment buyers. The amount of subprime lending and bad credit that goes on at car dealerships is crazy, especially the domestic three, Ford, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, and Chevy. The amount of bad credit that those dealerships see, it's insane, and they can get people approved with repossession, no money down, negative equity. What do you think's going to happen, banks? Taking a loan out on someone that hasn't ever made a payment. But it's all math equation. They know if they take out 20, this percentage is going to repo it, but they're going to make their money either way. And some of these auto loans are very high interest rate, 30%, depending on your state. Some states are 25%, some states are 40%. That's the maximum interest rate that's allowed on these auto loans. To my understanding, every state does have a cap, but it's always very high. So what do you think's going to happen with these banks or even the person getting the loan when you take out loans at 22, 44%? Of course, that thing is going to be most likely repoed. What do you think's going to happen? The amount of interest that is paid is completely insane, and then all manufacturers got away from any sort of affordable vehicle. The average payment continues to rise dramatically. Whether you go new or used, it's pretty bad on the market, especially with car dealerships. Certain used cars that you would think would be $5,000, they're selling for 15, 20 grand nowadays. It's crazy. And they're not selling it because someone's paying cash for it. They're selling it because the banks will give a loan for it. And a lot of banks, it used to be 120% loan to value ratio, but some of them go up to 140%. So they can loan up to 140% of what the bank thinks that car is actually worth. That's where the dealership can charge more for the vehicle. They can obviously add all the warranties and all this stuff, and all that's getting financed in the deal. So of course you have the most repossessions ever in history happening right now, and it's gonna get worse. The writing's on the wall. People just are not making the payments because payments are literally going to be $1,000. Over 20% of new car buyers have over $1,000 car payment. This video is sponsored by Lasfit. Lasfit offers high quality floor mats that fit your vehicle perfectly. They have raised edges, so if anything happens, they're going to protect it. They're actually 3D scanned, so they fit your vehicle perfectly. And you can see the difference in protection from a standard floor mat to the actual Lasfit all-weather floor mat. Much more protection with that Lasfit all-weather floor mat. Whether you're keeping your current car or getting a new one, you want to go ahead and get some Lasfit all-weather floor mats. And one of the best parts is the price. They are priced much better than the competitors. And you can get 20% off if you click the link in the description and use TOM20. TOM20 for 20% off the Lasfit website. And you can buy with confidence. They have a hassle-free lifetime warranty, and they also have great customer service and a 90-day money-back guarantee. It's a good product at a good price. The links are in the description. Don't forget to use the discount code TOM20, and and I want to thank Lasfit for sponsoring this video and supporting the channel. And if you go to these dealers, I mean, you're talking $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 car payments at Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Chevy, for a Tahoe or something. It's insane. No matter what dealership you go to, they're crazy prices. I think some of the domestic manufacturers, matter of fact, have some of the highest prices that I've seen. And they deal with a lot of bad credit, and it's just going to keep getting worse for them to get these people approved. Because a lot of banks are starting to tighten up their loan loss provision, which is money they put aside for the people that are not going to make their payments, is increasing. They have to increase that amount, which means they're going to decrease the amount of loans that are offered. They have to tighten up a little bit and start asking for more info and stop approving so many people. That's what's going on with most banks, but not all of them. You got Wells Fargo. They're going up to 140% loan to value ratio. They don't care. In their mindset, the market's getting open with more lenders, so they're just going to go ahead and take all the business they can. And that's the name of the game for dealerships. It's just about finding that lender that'll approve the loan, and it's getting nothing but harder for them. Let these vehicles just keep sitting at the car lot. Teach the dealership a lesson. Let me know what you guys think. Have a great day and stay blessed.